I could tell that in the church, the people around me genuinely cared about me, not just my attendance, but who I was becoming.
Hello and welcome to Keeping Up with the Youtherans, your podcast to find out what the Lutheran youth in North Carolina think about the church and their hot takes for how we might do it better. Today I'm here with my friend Bradley. Bradley, introduce yourself to our guests.
Hi, I'm Bradley English. I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, and I later moved to where I live now in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Yeah, tell me about your church life.
So I grew up in the Lutheran Church in Orlando, and now I attend Community in Christ Lutheran Church in Cornelius regularly. Also, I currently serve on the North Carolina Synod Lutheran Youth Organization Board.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited. I love having you on our board. And you've had like a lot of Lutheran life in Orlando and now in North Carolina. What word would you describe your experience of the church in your growing up?
I think I would choose the word nurturing because I could tell that in the church, the people around me genuinely cared about me, not just my attendance, but who I was becoming. Other Others were invested in me and they guided me and trusted me as I grew in my faith and supported me rather than judge me for who I was outside of the church.
Ah, that's really awesome. I'm so glad like that's been your experience and I hope that's the experience for a lot of our young people. Is there like a specific person that really embodied that for you?
I would say my two pastors here in North Carolina, Pastor Michael and Lee Fury.
Start to feel like it was yours and not just something like your family took you to or you had to do.
After the New Orleans National Youth Gathering, I realized that I was a part of something much greater than my own congregation. Being surrounded by so many people my age who shared the same faith, questions, and purpose helped me see that the church as a living and connected community. That experience made church feel like something I chose to do, not just something I was brought to. I discovered that the church was not the building, but the people inside.
That's so great. I love the youth gathering and I got to see you there. What was your favorite part of the youth gathering?
I think I like the large group worship and when we had everyone singing and worshiping together and all of the great speakers we got to listen to.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you have a favorite speaker?
Dr. Jacqueline Bussey.
Yeah, we love Jacqueline. She's so cool. All right. So, like, you obviously love the youth gathering. You love your congregation in Cornelius, and you are on the LYO board. Can you tell me about opportunities you, as a youth, a young person, have had to lead in the church and how that impacted your commitment?
So I've had a wide variety of opportunities to lead in my own congregation, such as spreading mulch on the playground, the technological production of worship services, participating in worship by serving communion, flipping pancakes for the show breakfast, or going to local food ministries and serving. Or at the larger scale, getting to be one of the 4 delegates from my congregation at the Synod Assembly, leading at Youthquake, or putting hours of work to serve and make LYO happen. Serving in so many different ways have definitely shifted my relationship with the church from just participating and attending to ownership and investing time. Being trusted with meaningful roles, both small and large, made me feel valued, which strengthened my commitment to the church.
So you got to go to a Synod Assembly, and most adults I know don't like to go to a Synod Assembly, and we don't have a whole lot of people under 20 at our Synod Assemblies. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience, Bradley?
That was one of the most interesting things I've done. I got to go with my dad and my pastors, and we got to vote on all these different things that were happening in the church and listen to all these updates about, just everything that was happening in the church and the greater church. And we got to also listen to speakers, and I learned so many different things that weekend.
That's really cool. And you didn't think it was boring?
Not really.
Wow. Wow. Can you teach my adults to like a Synod Assembly? Maybe. So I go to churches of like all different sizes and shapes, and a lot of them ask me like, hey, you do the youth stuff, like where are the young people and how do we keep them? So what is your honest answer to that question?
I think that many young people don't know what the church can offer because they've never experienced like a community that truly supports and invests in them. When churches show young people the value of faith, community, and it can become something that they actually want to be a part of. Young people need to be invited, not just assume that they will come on their own. When youth are actively welcomed and accepted for who they are more likely to stay and be engaged.
Yeah. Did someone invite you?
I don't remember, but I would probably say yes. In Florida, we were part of a different church, and I think we were invited by someone. So
Yeah, and isn't it like kind of an interesting part of your story? Am I remembering this right that your congregation in Florida ended up like closing? Is that?
this is true. My original congregation in Florida, they did end up closing because of financial problems, and we were invited by um, a neighbor to come to their church, and it was a Lutheran church, and we actually really liked it, and we began to fit in there and really have a great time.
Yeah, that's a really cool story about like losing this community and then being invited into a new one. And I'm betting that shaped part of why you are so warm and inviting, right?
Yeah.
Well, any other hot takes you want to leave the church today, Bradley?
No, I think that's all.
All right, well, thank you so much, and we'll see you all for the next episode when we hear more hot takes from our Lutheran youth.